You're already muted on me, sir. So, probably the biggest story in the NFL this week is Brian Flores filing a lawsuit against the NFL
Yeah.
and Miami Dolphins, New York Giants, and Denver Broncos. Uh, wow.
Yeah. Ballsy
Like,
move, really.
it's like he doesn't enjoy coaching because I just don't know that he's going to get a job.
No, I
You know,
mean, it sucks to see, but he's going to get blackballed from the league, essentially, don't you think?
probably from a head coaching standpoint, and not so much for filing the suit, but for airing the dirty laundry.
Yeah,
I
right.
mean, if you're an employer, you're not going to want that. You don't want your ex-employees to badmouth the company, and that's, kind of what he's doing. I mean, you got to admire him for taking a stand, but I think it's going to come at great personal sacrifice to him.
Yeah. And, some people are saying that this is a good sacrifice. It sucks for him, but they need that. But I just don't know how much damage he can do, and as far as pushing forward the atrocities as far as race relations within coaching hiring and stuff like that. I just don't know what this really how this could really move everything forward, because essentially when you start coming at like what he's trying to do, it's very hard to prove. So I just don't know how much he can accomplish. I think everybody knows the elephant in the room, that the Rooney Rule's bullshit. How much further can they take that? You can't force somebody to hire a minority, right? So, because some people are saying, hey, NBA has 14 black head coaches out of 30 teams, and NFL only has one right now out of 32. But you can't this is a private enterprise. You cannot mandate, because that'll open up a whole new can of worms, because they're talking about getting the government involved and stuff like that, and like there's no way to go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah. First of all, I don't know that Flores has a case for the discrimination part.
Right.
Now, as you mentioned, everyone knows. I mean, everyone knows the Rooney Rule is bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
No one cares. So that to me, that needs addressing.
Mm-hmm.
How do you be more inclusive on that? But you're right. You cannot legislate it. You cannot mandate it. There's just no way. But more than that, I don't think Flores really has a case here. If you look at the Giants, his premise to begin with was that Belichick was texting him congratulations, thinking that he was Dable. Okay.
Right.
Well, 3 days before he was even set to interview.
Right.
Look, first of all, I'm sure Belichick does not know the inner workings of the New York Giants. As much as everyone wants to believe in conspiracy theories, I know he used to work for the Giants, but they're not consulting him. They're just not. I'm sure the scuttlebutt, it's a small group of a small clique, these coaches, right? There's
Yeah.
32.
Right.
It's a small.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and I'm sure the rumor mill runs rampant, and I'm sure Belichick was probably just saying, "Hey, congrats. The scuttlebutt is that you're going to get the job, Dable."
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and it makes sense to me that the Giants would go after him, given his success with a physically similar quarterback. They've got a problem in Danny Dimes. I mean, they need to know what they've got, and they need to know now.
Yeah.
Because decisions have to be made. So you take Dable, who had a great amount of success with Josh Allen, but it's Josh Allen.
Well,
So
yeah. It's a different.
It translates to Jones, and maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, but it just seems like a natural hire for them to want that. So I don't. The Flores thing, they did not hire him because he's black. They didn't hire him because he's a defensive coach, and they wanted an offensive coach specifically who'd worked with a similar quarterback.
Right. So, and to those along those lines, and just in general, not specifically towards Flores, that's why that's so hard to prove, and you can't mandate it. So it's so hard to prove that you were not selected because you're of the skin or the color of your skin. So it's so hard to prove that. Not everything is race related in that aspect, but everybody knows, it's very freaking obvious that there is an issue there, that
Big time.
you know 71% of the league is black, and you only have one freaking head coach. I understand there's an issue, but maybe not necessarily in this particular isolated incident, which is, that's always you can always say that as an owner, like Mara is coming out and saying, yeah, Belichick doesn't know the inner workings of our.
I'm sure he doesn't.
Obviously, but he has enough connections, not just with the Giants, but within the league, right? Like you're saying, there's a tight knit community. They know a lot of front house people. How long's Belichick been around? He knows people.
Right.
He's probably getting texts, just like he sent the wrong guy the text, which is a dumbass move, by the way.
A lot of people, there was a lot of Twitter scuttlebutt on, was this intentional? I don't think it was. I think
he's an old dumbass.
I think the 67, 68-year-old man just doesn't understand how electronics work sometimes. Like, Brian.
Brian. He actually got Brian, which both, by the way, worked for him. So,
right.
And Flores knows him. They have a relationship. So I think it's just a oops. And then, which this is kind of off of it, but what do you think of Flores using their intimate text between the two?
I think it's going to be a problem. I think it's going to be a problem. This is why. So to me, Flores is like going guns a blazing and burning every bridge behind him. So yeah, I hopefully he reached out to Belichick before telling him, "Hey, dude, I'm using this."
I'll bet he did. And Belichick's probably like, I don't give a shit. I didn't say anything to.
Right.
Literally, Belichick, like, once he realized what he did, he goes, I fucked this up. So obviously he has a relationship with this guy to be able to talk to him and be like, oh crap.
Right.
But I just think and if people want to, because I was hearing something that people want to get mad at Belichick, like he was rubbing in Brian Flores' face. I'm like, no, if Flores got the job, he would have sent the text to actually do a wrong Brian Daboll. So
no. But I think it goes back to first of all, the Giants, they had a need and they solved their problem, hopefully. I mean, it'd be nice if they were relevant for a change. Then he's talking about the Broncos. He said he got a sham interview. Right. In his words now, because it wasn't this way in 2019. His words now were that Elway and company showed up an hour late to the interview, disheveled, like they've been out all night on a bender.
Right.
Gave him a crap interview. Now in 2019, he's saying they had a great 3.5-hour meeting, blah, blah, blah. Now again, he's burning every single bridge. Did that happen? I would say this, that the Broncos were probably more set in their ways with wanting Fangio at that time, which of course was a huge mistake.
In 19, you mean?
Yeah, 19. Yeah, when they didn't go with Flores.
Yeah.
But look, Flores was never a coordinator even. He was a linebackers coach for the Patriots. First of all, he worked for the Patriots. To me, that tells me he doesn't know shit, because Belichick
doesn't give away anything. Yeah.
he's not giving away the keys to anything, man. He keeps everything tight to the vest.
Yeah.
All those guys have come out and failed miserably, with the
Hmm.
exception of Nick Saban, and that was at the college level because Nick Saban failed miserably in Miami.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know why. There's nothing to me that says that screams this guy's going to be a great coach. Now, he did a wonderful job in Miami. Their defense was spectacular. You and I remarked this past season how good they looked. I mean, that
Yeah.
was a good looking defense playing with virtually no offense. He did a wonderful job.
I think
So
he well, I think he would have been a great coach. I think
he would have been a great coach. Although I still think he has some anger management issues. He needs to learn how to deal with people better. He struggled to get along with his GM and his owner,
mhm.
and that's the other part of this. His allegations
Yeah.
that
Well, if they're
Stephen
trying to get him to tank games and shit,
Stephen
So
Ross is willing to pay him
yeah,
$100,000 per
true,
game that he
true.
tanked. That is a bigger issue. This is another thing that we've touched on all season long with officiating. We were talking about officiating specifically,
Hmm.
but as the NFL has gotten into bed with gambling
Hmm.
officially, now it's always been there, but
Every,
now they have gambling partners.
every other commercial is Fox Sports Bet or Caesars. They got great Caesars commercials, by the way. But Caesars Sports Bet, everything's sports bet, sports bet, sports bet. You
Everything.
gotta be
Yeah.
careful. You gotta be careful.
Yeah, because look, if if I'm Ross and I'm going to pay someone $100,000 to tank a game, I'm also going to lay some action
Okay.
on that game.
Yeah. So
Why not cover my expenses?
especially if the coach agrees and is like, okay, that's a very slippery slope. And I'll tell you what, if it comes to pass and they can prove and find out that Ross actually did say that and want to do that, as a commish, you might have to boot his ass out of the league. Like he is no longer allowed to have an ownership stake in the league because that's some damning stuff right there. Don't you think?
If I'm the rest of the owners in the league, you better start distancing yourself from this dude. If that to me is the biggest thing to come out of this. He's never going to prove discrimination. He never is.
No.
We all know the Rooney Rule is bullshit. We all know that.
Yep.
Yes, fix it. But the single biggest thing, and it keeps getting swept under the rug, is the NFL and gambling.
Mm-hmm.
If you actually have one of your owners trying to dictate the outcome of a game.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe Ross doesn't lay action on a loss.
Sure.
But what about his family? What about his employees? We don't know. We don't know. We'll probably never know because no one apparently is taking that aspect seriously. But this is a big deal. It was also alleged that Haslam won the same thing. Of course, we all knew that. But all he had to do is go out and hire Hugh Jackson. That's the way you tank a season.
Yeah,
you don't get a.
That's how you get rid of. That's how you start losing. Yeah.
You don't bring in an insubordinate son of a bitch who's going to sue you later.
Yeah.
No, you hire Hugh Jackson. He'll go lose you everything. Man.
Yeah, he's like, I was going to lose anyway. Who cares?
Do you want the top pick? How about twice?
Yeah.
I'll do it twice in 3 years. You got 2 number ones, baby.
You got this on lockdown.
Yeah. You want a Myles Garrett? You want a Baker Mayfield? There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, man. So good luck to Mr. Flores, but I just don't see where he's going to prove discrimination. The NFL has to be more clever about the Rooney Rule. We know we've got to get more black coaches at every level so that they can advance. And here's the biggest thing to me about not having black coaches or Latino coaches or anything like that. You need a diverse group in order to grow the game. If you keep hiring these retreads, these guys who've already, Dan Quinn was mentioned, we'll get into that in just a second, but Dan Quinn was mentioned. Hell, he had his chance at Atlanta. He sucked pretty bad with the exception of getting to the Super Bowl. quit hiring retreads. Get some new blood in here. We need new ideas. Jim Irsay came out and texted after seeing that Bills Chiefs game, that magnificent divisional round playoff game, that this is the future of the NFL. Both you and I said afterwards, no, it's not.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Play some defense. And then we saw the very next week where Kansas City gets the coin toss.
Same exact scenario.
And they lose. Play some damn defense. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
These quarterbacks, Mahomes, Burrow, Allen, Herbert, these guys are good.
Yeah.
But you know what? Play some defense.
Mhm.
But you're going to need some new ideas because these guys are playing a little bit differently. You know, they're a little bit more talented. Play some defense, but you need some new ideas. That's why you need diversity. You can't keep listening to these same old white guys, or you're going to get the same old defenses.
Yeah. No, and so people that watch this don't know that, you know, because we've talked about this for years, not necessarily in the diversity thing, but just diversity of ideas, not necessarily in skin color, because we don't give a shit. I just want
your skin color, man. Just you have something new for me?
Yeah. Can you stop these guys? That's all I care about. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. No. Oh, 3-4. Oh, swell. 4-6. Oh, been done. Oh, cover 2. How about something new? When's the last time? I think it's been since the zone blitz that we've seen something new out of defense.
Yeah.
You
So
better come up with something new, or Tyreek Hill and Patrick Mahomes are going to terrorize you for years to come.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's all about diversity of ideas, and insert some new blood no matter what. Insert new blood into the league. This old Lombardi bullshit where, oh, we got to pound the rock, and that's not what we are anymore.
We're still seeing jet sweeps.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? And here's the thing also, everyone who wants to bitch about the Patriots dominating for 20 years. You know why? They ran the exact same offense for 20 freaking years. Guess what?
Yeah.
He's going to throw it 2 yards downfield to some short white guy, and you're going to let him. Yeah. And if you do, for some reason, if he gets bored with that, he's going to hit his tight end down the seam for 20 years. And we couldn't come up with a defense in 20 years because we got no new ideas, same old white guys giving us the same old crap year after year.
Yep. Please. And the only ones that could were those Ravens defenses that would be like, okay, try it. Now, granted, you have to have talent too. I understand that. But
of course,
you still can slow them down or stop them. And people aren't understanding. For 20 years, you and I were talking about this freaking offense of the Patriots. We're like, no one gets it. No one gets it.
Yeah.
No one gets it. This guy is going to run a little, Gronk's going down the seam. It's the same thing. Or a screen pass out and, McCockiner throw that tribute out.
Yeah.
Where he's just check down. You know why he has so much footage? Because 20 years of it.
Yeah. Well, that's the greatest example, again, that why a team was able to dominate for 20 years, because there was no new life in NFL defenses. And that's just an example. And again, so that can happen again, or so we could see the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs dominating for years to come if someone doesn't come up with a plan to bump Tyreek Hill coming off and maybe, getting Travis Kelce's way so he can't hit the seam every time. This can be done, folks. Yeah. You just got to be a little bit more creative in what you're doing. But I don't want to get into a whole.
Yeah, we could go down this. This is a big rabbit hole. All right, so let's move on. Let's move on to Dan Quinn. Let's move on to retreads. Okay.
Yeah. So I alluded to it earlier. Jerry Jones came out with a statement about how.
Can we just sit back and laugh at the Cowboys for a little bit? Can we dysfunction in the front office, upper echelon? I mean, it's just craziness. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, this is the weirdest thing I've ever seen, man. But it's not unprecedented. Jerry Jones did this exact same thing with Wade Phillips and Jason Garrett.
Yep.
Now, he wasn't as vocal about what he was doing back then. He just did it.
Yeah.
So essentially, he was happy.
Can I cut in about the Wade Phillips one?
Yeah,
I don't know if you remember us having conversations about this, but because Garrett was offensive coordinator at the time, and
Yeah.
we're like, run the ball, run the ball. That's when they were amazing. And
Run the ball.
Garrett stopped. He sabotaged the hell out of that thing.
He screwed Wade Phillips so bad by not running the ball. I mean, you get 8 yards to carry, and he's trying to measure his Johnson by throwing the ball.
Yeah, that was with Romo and Murray, wasn't it?
Yeah, and dude. I mean, come on, man.
It's the same. It's the same thing coming back. It's like Jesus.
It is.
You think you're going to get different results with the same ideas? It's insane.
So now he's actually saying the quiet part out loud. He's saying, hey, Mike McCarthy knows that he's not going to coach the Cowboys forever. And McCarthy's like, huh? Huh? I mean, damn it. So he's implying that, hey, Quinn can stick around. He can be the next Cowboys coach. First of all, it's a violation of the Rooney Rule that we just discussed. Right. But there's only 7 years age difference between the two. It's not like you're upgrading to a younger model.
Right.
There is literally 7 years age difference.
And Jones act like he's gonna replace Landry again and shit. It's like, come on, man. First of all, McCarthy just got there. What are you doing? Yeah. What is going on? The dysfunction in that organization is crazy.
This is the moron. This is the moron owner / GM who gave Ezekiel Elliott quarterback money.
Hell, I think I got a max contract on accident.
Yeah, dude.
They just give him out like candy.
Who gives a running back quarterback money? God, he's an idiot. God.
Yeah, the problem is Elliott set the market. Now when actual good running backs are coming up, like a Colts running back that's going to come up, it's like, no, we're not that dumb. Go to Jerry.
Now, first of all, Elliott is a good running back.
Oh yeah, I know.
He is an excellent, but he's still not. You know what? He's not King Henry, and he's not what Jonathan Taylor was to the Colts this year. But he's a good running back. But the fact is, running backs never again are going to get that fat money. No, never, and they shouldn't. No. I mean, the position has changed.
It's hard. I feel for him. I really do, because that sucks.
Yeah. So yeah, I think the whole Jones clown show.
And the problem is they're such a good football team too. Like they have all the talent. Yeah, they have all the talent.
They're so talented.
How come we have to say that every year, man? Every year.
They're always the most talented.
And they're never going to win. They're never going to win.
No, and McCarthy's never going to get him there. But guess what? And here's a
he won't even have a chance.
Yeah, he's going to get fired after this year. Here's a newsflash. Dan Quinn ain't that guy either. No. Because we've seen that movie. Yes. We saw that movie in Atlanta.
Yes.
Okay.
We actually stayed till the end.
Pretty good. Yeah, we stayed till the end to see how the movie ended, and it didn't end well. And matter of fact, there were so many sequels to that Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It became, Falcon's gonna Falcon.
Yeah.
Falcon's gonna Falcon. They're gonna give up this huge lead, which they did every time, even with this defensive genius.
Yeah, the whole next season. I mean, I think since then it's the curse of the Falcon.
Yeah. They're still falconing.
Yeah.
Or quinning, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're not winning. We're quinning.
Yeah.
It ain't winning. We're quinning.
Yeah, just the dysfunction is hilarious. And mainly but Cowboys fans are so douchey. They deserve it.
He got enamored because their defense played pretty well. Well, your defense is pretty loaded. They should play pretty well.
Yeah.
They should play pretty well. Yeah, with pretty much any coordinator.
Yeah.
Brian Flores is available.
Yeah.
All right, dude.
I think
we're done. We got to talk. We
got some more topics, I think. So I think we're done here.
This meeting is being recorded.
Or I could be wrong.
Yeah.